Welcome to Three Cranky Jets Fans, where we get to the heart of Jets fandom. If you like what you hear, please go ahead, like, subscribe, and review to our show. It helps us out a lot to connect with more Jets fans. Today, we are down one member. Trisha has decided to take a much-needed mental health day after the Jets have assaulted her emotionally. So that's understandable, but we are two cranky Jets fans today. I'm Joe Close Marone, and here with me is Matt Callahan. Today we're talking Jets at Cardinals, womp womp, NFL news, and we'll get to Jets versus Colts. Let's get into it. Matt, how you doing?
Yeah. I'm here. I'm alive.
Yeah. Jets are giving us nothing to feel excited about or move on with our lives. We're just existing in a state of ambiguity.
Oh, I don't think there's any ambiguity about it. They suck.
Yeah. State of just torment. More appropriate?
Much. Yes. Much more accurate.
More appropriate.
Yeah.
What is worse than torment?
We'll find out next week.
Yeah. All right, let's recap this game. Jets at Cardinals. Final score was 31-6. Cardinals over Jets. I was hoping for a high-scoring one. I had the Cardinals winning 31-30, half right.
I had them winning 31-28.
Mm-hmm. And Trisha had the Cardinals winning 28-16. So she was a little closer. It was just I don't know. What do you think? What are your takeaways from this one, Matt?
We correctly predicted how terrible the Jets defense was going to be for this game, I think, by nailing the exact score they would score.
Yeah, we sure did. It could have been worse too. I feel like the Cardinals were just like, oh well.
Worse. Yeah, I think they were tired from. They just stopped at the end to.
Yeah, they had been running so much.
Yeah, I know they said at one point during the game, like, the Cardinals offense was having their way with the defense of the Jets, and I think that was just so accurate because that's what it looked like. Like, I don't think they could stop anything.
They were doing whatever they wanted. We knew that the running game was going to be a problem for the Jets, but I think the average passing yardage was over 10 yards for the Cardinals. They were just like getting first downs willy-nilly. It didn't matter what they did. It was just embarrassing. Really embarrassing show, especially defensively. I did feel like, to start anyway, the offense was kind of moving the ball, but of course the red zone struggles reared its ugly head right away and had to settle for 2 field goals. But down 3 scores almost right away.
Yeah.
And tackling continues to be an issue. That Sauce Gardner trying to tackle.
It's brutal.
What's his name? Trey something or other, the tight end. Oh, man, I really thought he had that tackle too, and then just gets flung off.
I'm sure he did too.
Yeah.
I think brutal. I read, do they only have 2 interceptions this whole season?
Yes.
Or something like that?
Both by Brandon Eccles.
And the last one was under Salah, so.
Yeah. So it's been weeks and weeks since we've seen an interception from this team. This was just embarrassing. There are no positives to take away from this, and it's like the things that they're bad at, they continue to just be bad at. They don't do anything well. It doesn't seem like there's any improvement coming from the Jets. It's mind-boggling. I don't know what they do. I feel like the game plan every week. I would love to be a fly on the wall for these conversations between the coaches. I feel like it's just like, I got an idea, guys. Listen, what we're going to do is, okay, run, pass, right? Okay, you got it. Run, pass, and then we'll just see how they play against us. And hopefully we're doing things right, but probably not. So we'll just change things up in the second half. And midway through the second half, we'll figure it out. And then we'll come back by 2.5 scores. Does that sound good? All right, let's go home.
But yeah, I think you're giving them too much credit. I don't know what they do all week. I don't think they do anything. It's like isn't it the definition of insanity to just keep doing the exact same thing, thinking you're going to get a different outcome?
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's definitely some insane people in there. I think Rodgers might be right at the top of that.
Yeah.
Today, he was on Pat McAfee talking about how great practice has been over the past 3 weeks and how much better it's been getting. But we're just not seeing it translate to the field. But hopefully it'll happen soon. The thing that frustrates me is that it's well known that Aaron Rodgers is a complicated quarterback to play with, right? His receivers and all of the people who've played with him have said it can take years to get to know like his tendencies, get to see the game the way he sees it and all that stuff. But he had to come here knowing that time is limited. There's no years and years to get this thing put together. It has to be done now. And it doesn't sound like he's making any accommodations to see the game or the field the way his teammates are seeing it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't think he's capable
of. Matt Hasselbeck said in an interview, like one coaching tip that he was given years ago, and he was talking about the Aaron Rodgers to young wide receiver relationship was like the coaching tip that he got was don't throw the ball to where you think the receiver should be. Throw to where they are.
It's a good tip. Good tip.
But at the time he was like, what are you talking about? Like that's dumb. But it actually came back to him in game and was like, that was actually a really awesome coaching tip, and I was able to find success just keeping that in mind. It's just infuriating. I'm just so at a loss. I mean, watching this game, I've never been more checked out, but also at the same time, I felt like as it was going on and more ridiculous, I was just like, this is the straw at the end of my origin story for how I became a supervillain and arch enemy of the New York Jets, right? This is the culminating fact.
This is it. They've broken
So now my sole purpose is to destroy One Jets Drive. Right? Can I find as much enjoyment hating the Jets as I do loving them?
I did feel times watching that game, I was just thinking, like, why doesn't the defense just not even, like, do anything? Just stand there and let them score to get off the field quicker? Because they were, like, dead tired. So I'm just like, let them score. It's like, who cares? They're already losing 31-6. Just let them score. Get the offense back out there to get their quick 3 outs and punt.
When it's like that, I feel like you should almost just like blatantly assault the other team. Just like do replacement. Remember the replacements when they just like drop kick the other team?
They should have just stopped and just let them run right past and keep going. Like nobody chase them, just let them score, and that's it. Like it was awful. I was checked out too, but I know I saw like Jets were going for it on 4th down. I think they were in the red zone, 3rd quarter maybe. And I was just like, I know nothing's going to come of this. And it was even worse than I thought. Like it was a sack for a loss too.
Sack fumble, I think.
Yeah, sack fumble. Yeah, I'm like, of course, there it is.
Mm-hmm. And one thing I really noticed also in this game is that our defense is small, right?
Yeah.
Like compared to like other teams' offenses, and this goes back to like tackling and everything. But they're fast and they get to the ball quickly and to, who they're supposed to tackle pretty quickly, but they are pretty small, pretty undersized defense overall, especially in the secondary.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, they really, really loaded up on some pretty small guys.
And now it's showing.
Yeah, it really is showing. Like I've kind of always known that, but they made up for it in other areas, but this was just like such a manhandling, and they're just like bouncing off.
Yeah, it's as if I was trying to tackle
receivers.
a bus.
Yeah,
Going at full speed down like Fifth Avenue, I'll just bounce right off it. Like they wouldn't even know it was there.
Ahmad Gardner took to social media. Did you hear about this?
No.
He's just upset that people are criticizing him, so he's clapped back at some.
And saying what?
Twitter posts.
No, I don't.
Who was it? Matt O'Leary. He told, like, why don't you come out and play corner? It's not so easy. Well, yeah, okay. But you've devoted your whole life to this and you're making millions of dollars. Like, we reserve the right to criticize you. It's okay to have a down year. I still think he's a great cornerback, especially a cover corner. He's obviously not a turnover machine or a good tackler, but that's always been known. But he's having a down year. But I feel like with these guys, got to be able to take your lumps.
Especially now,
you're
like when you're showing nothing in any game, you just have to shut up and take it.
Mm-hmm. Especially after all the hype and how much some of these guys, especially Gardner, were on Twitter and really like hyping themselves up this preseason and acting like we're going to beat the world, right? And now you're in this position. So, sorry, you talked a big game. Now you kind of have to eat it, right?
100%.
I feel like this team is not mentally or emotionally tough enough to handle this or
to do
really like any major adversity. So it'll be fun.
They're toast. Are they mathematically eliminated?
No, they're not mathematically eliminated. They could win out and make the playoffs.
They're not gonna.
They're not going to do that.
I mean, they're eliminated. I guess, in all other manner, but mathematically.
Who knows? The AFC is bad enough that they could stay mathematically alive until December. But God, I hope not. I hope they just keep losing. It'll be torture if they do. And what's the point? What's the point of making it to the playoffs?
Right.
They're just going to get smacked.
Just so they get embarrassed in the playoffs.
Utterly embarrassed. I don't want to see that.
Nope.
Anyway, let's move on. This was just too sad. What's going on in the news, Matt?
Well, the trade deadline has come and gone. The Jets really haven't done much for the trade deadline, but they did stuff earlier, like the Devontae Adams and getting the Hassan Reddick situation resolved. But they did send wide receiver Mike Williams to the Steelers for a 5th-round pick. So, congratulations to Mike Williams. He's no longer on the Jets.
Yeah, and I think
I'm happy for him.
Didn't he catch the game winner for the Steelers this Sunday?
Did he?
Like a 30-yard moonball. 30-yard moonball from.
Of course he did.
What's his name? Russell Wilson.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be playing
like
I had
where the receiver is.
Wow, what a novel concept! And catch the ball, like you have Devontae Adams. I saw him drop a ball in the end zone, or was it tipped? I couldn't even bother looking at.
I think it was tipped.
It hit him in the chest, even if it was tipped. Like he still should. Speaking of hot garbage, the AFC East still stinks. Though everybody in it won except the Jets. The Bills continue to dominate and are now 8-2, 7-2. Dolphins won against the Rams and are now in second place. And even the Patriots beat the Bears and have the same record as the Jets now.
Yay.
So we got that going for us, which is nice. Pretty soon we'll be at the bottom of the AFC East.
Yeah. We'll be the best at being the worst.
That's the one good thing they are good at. I don't know if there were any other games that impacted the Jets. Doesn't matter.
I mean,
I don't think so.
It would have if they had won. I think Denver and the Colts both lost. The Bengals lost. Like, if they had won, it would have been awesome. They would have moved up significantly to get in position to make a run for the playoffs. But that's not happening now. No, no way. There were games, but it doesn't matter now. Ugh. All right. Anything else?
That's it for the news. It's all bleak.
Jets versus Colts.
That's at Jets, right? I believe it's home. It's a home.
Yeah,
game.
It's at home. It's at home. I don't think that matters.
No.
Joe Flacco, I think, will be quarterbacking for the Colts. It sounds like Colts are just keeping Anthony Richardson under wraps because I think he's just too raw and not ready to play. I don't know.
Well, if there was ever a game to put him in and let him.
Yeah. Let him just run all over the Jets. He wouldn't even need to throw the ball once, probably.
I remember one of the announcers saying that, not this game, but last week, or somebody saying, like, why does anybody throw against the Jets? They don't have to.
They really don't. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to. I mean, why the hell not? Have fun.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want against the Jets.
It doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
So too.
What's your prediction? Aside from
I'd
more
say,
chance of sell the team, more fans wearing bags over their heads, because that's going to be 100% happening at this game.
Yeah, I think it'll be closer. I don't know. Joe Flacco's like the wild card here because he can really ball out sometimes, and then sometimes, like this last week, it was a dud. So I'm really not sure what to expect from him. I'm gonna guess like 20-17 Colts.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to give them Trisha's magnificent prediction?
Yeah. Trisha has the Colts winning by a score of 20-4. So she is predicting that the Jets do not score offensively at all and instead get 2 safeties, which I would pay to see that. That would be hysterical.
If anything's possible with this team, it's
I'm sorry, 21-4.
21 to, right. That's an important point. 1 point extra.
I would love to see that happen. What do you have, Matt?
I'd want to say they're going to play better defense this week, but I don't think they are now. I think there's no bottom, and I'm not going to give them any credits now. So I'm going to say they lose 31. They give up 31 points again, and 31-10.
31-10. All right, I could see that.
They may get a touchdown and a field goal.
The Colts have Josh Jacobs, and he's been playing pretty well, I think. This is it's a game where like I don't see any need for them to really throw the ball at all. They just run up and down the field against the Jets. Why not? It doesn't really make any sense to do anything else. Yeah, offensively, they're just kind of a question mark overall. I don't know.
It's so uninspired to watch.
It's like I really don't care.
They don't do anything different. They just like, I don't know. If you look away for a second, they're already on their third down offensively. Yeah. Always.
Mm-hmm.
And it's never like 3rd and inches. It's always 3rd and like 8 or 3rd and 15.
Rodgers keeps saying like we have to get our energy right. This magical energy situation. I don't know. I don't think it's ever going to happen. I'm curious what you think they should do. Like, I'm already off of this season, and really talking about like what to expect from this game. Who cares?
Because I'm looking ahead.
Do you want Rodgers to come back? Like,
no, I didn't want Rodgers to begin with. I think he's done. He could barely move.
The problem is like the cap situation. If he retires before I think June 1st, he counts like I think it's $49 million against the cap or something like that next year. But if he retires or gets cut after June 1st, he counts, I think it's in the teens, but then in the next year, he counts some crazy amount against the cap. It's absurd. So it just kind of like hamstrings, the cap efforts. I don't know what the resolution is there. Somebody brought up on Twitter a good point, like, we have Tyrod Taylor under contract 1 more year. Let's run this offense under him, with him under center next year. Draft a quarterback, let them sit for a year and acclimate, and let Tyrod cook for a year. I don't know what you think about that idea.
I'm all for that.
I'd like to see it. I'd really like to see Taylor take over this year.
Yeah, why not? Just cut receivers now and put in Taylor.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, they look pretty good in like the lone quarter he played against San Francisco. They scored right away with him. It'll be fun to see. It's worth a try just to see what you got.
They won't.
But then they'll probably win like the last 5 games straight.
They'll just screw themselves.
Yeah.
Somehow. and not draft high enough to get a good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're screwed.
And then I don't know what coach is going to want to come here if Rodgers is still here. I don't know what coach is going to want to come here regardless.
Yeah. I mean, there'll always be somebody who will take the job.
Yeah, I mean, money talks. I don't know how much. Woody's never been like the biggest spender. He's like up there. I think Saleh made like $4.5 million a year or something like that, which is pretty decent for a first-time head coach, But I don't know what he'll be willing to spend to get somebody quality here. I don't think he's capable of making a quality hire anyway. People keep talking about like, oh, he should hire a head of football, like operations. Or like a president of football or whatever. Which I always thought like the GM is kind of supposed to be that role.
Yeah, isn't that what the GM does?
But Woody's always had it like the GM and the head coach kind of both answer to him. It's sort of weird, but I don't trust him to make a good hiring decision on a head of football operations either. So, whatever. Maybe I'll hire Rex Ryan to do it.
At least that will be fun, interesting.
That would be fun. I'd be interested in that. All right. Any other thoughts?
No, I'm just looking ahead of the season. They're all 1:00 games, looks like.
Better be.
And I don't see anything to look forward to.
Yeah.
Like Jets, Dolphins,
the bye week.
December 8th.
I'm looking forward to the bye week.
Do they have?
Yeah, after this week is a bye.
Oh, good. Yes, that's right. For some reason, I thought they were playing on Thanksgiving, but thank goodness they're not.
Yeah, thank goodness. Keep that day sacred. All right, well, let's get out of here. It's been a pleasure.
As always, pleasure. Bye to you.
We are chugging right along with episode number 11 in the books. That's going to wrap it up for this episode of Three Cranky Jets Fans. If you enjoyed the episode, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave us a review. It really does help us to connect with more Jets fans and people in general. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Three Cranky Jets Fans for more updates, hot takes, and ultra-witty quips. We'll be back next week, rain or shine. Until then, embrace the journey. Go Jets.
Go Jets.
Go Jets? Go to hell, Jets.
Go Jets. Go.
Go away.
Just get out of here.